Welcome to Lit with Ernest, the show where we dive into the lives and works of literature's most fascinating figures. Today, we're talking about Edmund Spenser, a name that might not be as familiar to some of you, but trust me, his impact on literature is still felt today. Edmund Spenser was born around 1552 in London, England, to a family of modest means. His father was a journeyman clothmaker, and it's likely that Spenser's early life was marked by hard work and dedication. Despite the challenges he faced, Spenser's parents recognized his intellectual abilities and sent him to the Merchant Taylors' School in London, where he excelled academically. Spenser's educational journey continued at Pembroke College, Cambridge, where he studied literature, philosophy, and theology. It was during his time at Cambridge that Spenser developed a deep love for classical literature, particularly the works of Virgil and Ovid. He also became acquainted with prominent figures of the time, including Sir Philip Sidney, who would later become a close friend and mentor. After completing his studies, Spenser began his career as a civil servant in Ireland, where he worked under the tutelage of Arthur Grey, the Lord Deputy of Ireland. It was during this period that Spenser developed a keen interest in Irish politics and culture, which would later influence his writing. The poem is notable not only for its beautiful language, but also for its exploration of complex themes such as morality, justice, and the human condition. One of the key features of Spenser's work is his use of allegory, which allows him to convey complex ideas and moral lessons through symbolism and metaphor. For example, in The Faerie Queene, the character of Red Cross Knight represents holiness, while the dragon he battles symbolizes evil. This use of allegory adds depth and complexity to Spenser's work, making it both entertaining and thought-provoking. Spenser's poetry also reflects his deep love for nature and the natural world. His descriptions of landscapes, flora, and fauna are vivid and detailed, showcasing his appreciation for the beauty of creation. In The Faerie Queene, he writes about the fairyland as a place of enchantment and wonder, where magic and mystery reign supreme. His work has had a profound impact on literature, influencing writers such as John Milton, Alexander Pope, and even J.R.R. Tolkien. The fantasy genre in particular owes a debt to Spenser, whose Faerie Queene helped establish the concept of a magical, otherworldly realm. However, Spenser's work is not without controversy. Some critics have argued that his portrayal of women and minorities is problematic, reflecting the biases and prejudices of his time. For example, in The Faerie Queene, female characters are often depicted as passive and weak, while non-Christian cultures are portrayed as barbaric and inferior. Despite these limitations, Spenser's work remains significant today. His emphasis on the importance of language and form is still relevant, reminding us that literature should be both beautiful and meaningful. His poetry also encourages us to think critically about complex issues such as morality, justice, and the human condition. In modern times, Spenser's influence can be seen in writers like Neil Gaiman and Ursula K. Le Guin, who have drawn upon his mythopoeic vision to create their own worlds and characters. His work has also been adapted into various forms of media, including film, television, and even video games. As I reflect on Spenser's life and work, I'm struck by his unwavering commitment to his art. He wrote from a place of deep passion and conviction, even when it was unfashionable or unpopular. That's a lesson for all of us, to stay true to our vision, even in the face of adversity. That's all for today's Lit with Ernest. Like this episode if it hit true. Share it if you respect honest talk about books. Subscribe because we'll do this again. This is Ernest, signing off.